A few years ago, I lost access to all credit in my business. What? Can you imagine how stressful that was? Can you relate to that kind of stress in any way? And just parenthetically, it's a long story how it happened, but if you're concerned or curious, I'm financially okay now. But what happened is that day I sat down, it was a Friday afternoon, and I sat down to pay my bills. It was at the end of the month, and I opened my online banking and discovered that my line of credit had been closed. And so, of course, I flipped out. Like, I really lost my crap. And memories of all the adversity that I'd experienced in my life just flowed through my mind. I could see back over my lifetime, and they just all came in. But as I remembered these situations and these outcomes one by one, I saw how every time, eventually, things worked out for me. Now, I have to say, they didn't work out in a way that I had hoped. They didn't work out as I had planned or even how I wanted them to. But every time, eventually, it turned out that I was okay. And so I decided to tell myself the story that everything works out for me. And I set an alarm on my phone. And at 7 o'clock every morning, the alarm would ring, and I would sing this little song to myself. Everything always works out for me. Everything always works out for me. And it's catchy, right? It was like an earworm, so it would stick in my head during the day. And it ended up that I sang that little song for myself every morning for a year as I faced this particular challenge. But then the challenges kept coming as I faced the challenge of letting go of my group practice business, as I faced the challenge of helping my adult daughter deal with some serious health issues, as my dad was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and finally as COVID hit and then dragged on and on and on. And that little idea that ultimately, no matter what, things I always turned out to be okay. That little saying and that little thought still serves me even today. And so I'm curious, what is the little coping strategy that helps you keep going through hard times? You can let me know in the comments. And if you want support for riding the emotional roller coaster of running a business, you might like to take a look at the virtual retreat that I'm hosting on June 26th from 1 to 5 p.m. Eastern. The link is in the comments or in my bio.